Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm a Social Security disability attorney, and today I'd like to talk to you about Social Security's 5-day rule and the importance of getting your attorney all of the medical information relevant to your case. And in case you haven't heard, and again, there's no reason you would have, Social Security has a procedure in place, a new rule for attorneys, that basically says that all medical evidence must be submitted electronically to your file within 5 business days of your hearing, before 5 business days of your hearing. So that means that we can no longer submit medical records the day before the hearing or 2 days before the hearing. It's got to be done at least 5 business days, and realize that means it does not count weekends. So as a practical matter, if your hearing's on a Wednesday, the Tuesday before, not the day before, but the week before, that Tuesday, records need to be submitted. And the reason for this is, I think, pretty obvious. Judges do not want to have to review 100 pages of records the day of a hearing or the day before a hearing. Social Security has obviously a big problem with backlogs, and when you ask a judge to review medical records after a hearing, after, let's say, a week's worth of hearings, and try to go back and get back into a full understanding of a particular case, it can be very difficult. So they want to speed up the process. That's all very, very reasonable. I understand that. Of course, the problem is that, reality is such that there are going to be times when medical records are hard to get, or they come in late, or you literally remember the last minute. But I think you need to really make an effort and work with us as your attorneys to make sure that we have everything submitted. And what I'm doing now in my office is, as soon as I get the hearing notice, I'm printing out the docket report, which is the F part of the file, which is basically a list of all the medical records. I will send it to my clients and say, this is what Social Security has. Is there anything else? And if we've requested other things, I'll make note of that as well. But it's really important for you as the claimant to look carefully at the exhibit file, what's been received and whatever's been requested, and really think hard about it. Was there anything else that is missing? Anything else I need to be aware of? And if you've got your own medical file, look through your medical record, because you'd be surprised how often in a medical record, Dr. A will talk about your Dr. B and C, or a doctor that you're treating with now may reference something you said about an epidural shot or some sort of treatment you got 10 years ago. That stuff may or may not be relevant to your particular judge, but we need to make sure that the judge is aware that it exists, that we have it. Some judges are really, really strict about this, and literally, if we submit records within that 5-day period of time or after the hearing, they won't even consider it. So you could have an MRI report that shows 4 herniated discs that the judge legally is allowed to say, I'm going to disregard this because it was submitted too late. And like I said, there's no way for me to know if my client doesn't tell me about those records. So it's really, really important that you take a really long look at your records and really think about it. Other thing I would tell you to do is, when you're looking at the F section of the file, it will show the dates of treatment. So if you see there's a big gap, let's say from March of 2016 to February of 2017, think back, were you seeing somebody then at that point? Were you treating with a doctor in that, let's say that year and a half, where there's a gap? Because we don't like gaps in Social Security. So it's really a big responsibility for you as a claimant to help your lawyer complete the file and make sure that everything is shown there. Now, if for some reason something is missing and I've got to request it, and again, what I'm now moving to is to do my pre-hearing conferences 3 weeks out, so that we've got plenty of time to try to get something, but sometimes we still can't get it. And so what I would have to do is tell the judge that these records, I became aware of these records on such and such a date, I've requested them, this is when we expect to get them. But I'm also, because the judges want to know what's going on, my standard letter basically says my procedure is, when I get the notice of hearing and the judge assignment, I immediately send out to my client a docket report showing the list of medical evidence we've got, and what we also supplement to that what we submitted, and ask my client to advise me of anything new. And again, if you don't, as a client, my client don't advise me until the week before the hearing, the judge is going to know that because I've got to explain what's going on there. So it's, again, just I can't stress how important it is to be very, very comprehensive. Look through your file, look through your old calendars, look through your medical records, to do everything you possibly can to make sure that we have everything in the file and it's completely updated. And I think that judges appreciate that. It's going to make your chances of winning a lot better. And of course, you'll have all the evidence that could help you that will be in the file. Now, I will also tell you that I've had a couple clients say to me, well, I went to this doctor and I didn't like him, or he thought I was faking it, or he thought I was taking drugs or alcohol. It doesn't matter. We still have to submit it. Even if it's not something we think the judge should give a lot of weight to, we can't ignore it, because you'd be surprised how often that sort of thing is mentioned in a record, that this claimant saw such and such doctor. If the record's not there, I cannot, or you cannot say to the judge, well, I didn't like that doctor, so I didn't include it. We don't have the opportunity or the right to selectively submit medical records. So again, really important to be as comprehensive as possible. If you have a concern that a particular doctor was not sympathetic or was mean or was just not being fair to you, we can ask the judge to give those records and those reports less weight, but we cannot simply ignore them. So again, big picture is the 5-day rule says it's really, really important for us to have all medical records in on time, at least a week before the hearing in calendar days, and that as long as we do that, we will be in compliance with the rules of the court, and the judges will be more inclined to give you the benefit of the doubt because the record is complete. So I think that something just to keep in mind as you and your attorney prepare for your hearing. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube, like it on Facebook. If you have not already done so, go to my website at ssdanswers.com and download my free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit. I think you'll find a lot of good information there. So for now, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, wishing you all the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the Survival Kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.